Hello. Another lovely day. Okay, I think we're just about ready to go. And today it's going to be more isolations and more doing two things at once. Moving the arms in a different way to the hips. And yeah, adding a little bit of layering. And we might have a little sneaky look at a new dance. So continuing on from last week, what we're going to do, whoever I'm talking to, hello. Okay, so I think we might start with reminders about posture. So with belly dance posture, okay, yeah, so have the head held nice and gently at the back, yes, and held up with the chin nice little bit high, yeah, so not letting your head droop forward, letting your head be nicely placed on the neck with your chin a little bit raised, okay, but also loose, yeah. Shoulders, give them a little roll, done in that nice down, relaxed position. Okay, chest up a little bit than we would normally have in daily life, especially in England. Okay, so we've got the shoulders down and relaxed, and the chest just a little bit up. Okay, hips relaxed and tiny bit tucked in. Okay, core, what's the word? Engaged. Yes, hips nice and loose. Yeah, feet planted in the ground, arms like ready for doing something very soft and gorgeous. Okay, so we've got all of that, yeah? I'll try and stick to this too. So the head is erect and up, alert eyes, obviously, smiling face, chin up, neck stretched, shoulders down, chest a little bit on the rise. Okay, core engaged, hips a tiny little bit tucked in, only about 5% tucked in. So it just helps to give you more of a feeling of engagement here. Yes, loose hips, loose lips. What do? Do they sink ships? They might start ships. And strong legs, nice soft knees. Okay, so we're ready for action. I have cleared my space. I've got myself a glass of water. I have also got a stick. I thought we might have a little bit of fun. So this is what my stick looks like. I don't know what I've done with my beautiful gold one. I hope I haven't lost it. But anyway, this is a beautiful sequined sort of whitish silver one. If you've got one of these to hand, you might like to get it quickly. But if you don't worry. I'm only going to do a few little things with it. Okay, so it's not absolutely vital for today's session. Okay, now, and today we're going to continue with the drills, strengthening and making the whole torso responsive to rhythm and also a little bit more flexible. So strong and flexible and rhythmic. Yes. Okay, that sounds good, doesn't it? And doing two things at once. So this whole thing of being able to tap your head and rub your stomach. Okay, I don't know if I can do it the other way around. So I'll just get that going. There we go. Yeah, okay. It's not a bad thing to practice. It's good for the brain as well. Okay. So doing two things at once and some of our drills and thinking about arms and hips. Okay, so let's get started with a lovely warm-up. And right at the beginning. That's about the right volume, I think. Done. Head, circle. Don't take it too far back. In the other way. Nice little shape. Shoulders. Other way. Now, here we go. Did you see what I did? So one goes that way and one goes that way. You kind of feel like a windmill. I think it's a whole body workout. Oh. Take my engage your core. Then pull yourself up through the vertebrae. Shoulders again. Engage your core. Vertebrae by vertebrae. All the way up on the shoulders. Great music. Have you ever been to Bali? I'm sure this is the kind of thing you go on the beach in Bali. That nice feeling of pumping from the knees, letting the hips go wherever they want. And then circle the knees. Very good practice skill. I think what we're going to do later to do that balancing on one leg. I've got my knee bent. I'll just pause that. Okay, we're going to do the aerobic bit now, just to get us a little bit more warmed up and the blood pumping a little bit. And we're going to do our normal limpy step, moving, and with a bit of a sway, and with the other foot, with a bit of a sway, with a bit of a turning on the spot. We could even do it with a little bit of a shoulder, with a little bit of a shoulder and a sway, and turning on the spot. Okay, that one, and I was thinking we might do a kind of a different kind of grapevine. This is a grapevine that goes across first. So you're going to cross over your body. Yeah, so it's across to the side, behind. Across to the side, behind. Yeah, so we're starting here. I'm going to go left, unusually, but it's with my right foot, so that makes sense. Okay, so right, side, back. And then we're going to do a hip drop because it's going to be 4 beats. So left, side, behind, hip drop. Right, side, behind, hip drop. Left, side, behind, hip drop. Right, side, behind, hip drop. And if you can squeeze in a nice little arm of what I'm doing or of your own, whatever. Yes. Oh, vases. Yes, to finish it off, we might do some turns. So remember the turns. You take yourself as if you've got a line going, well, I would go from me to my window. So I can't go back on myself because that would feel weird and wrong. So I'm going that way and that way and that way. Yes, so remember to use your arms to help you. Bum, 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 bum. We'll probably end that with a hip drop as well. And we might do some side kicks. Now, we're going to do quite a few of these today. So I just want you to really think about these muscles here, the psoas, I think it is. Yeah, that's helping you slide that hip across. Yeah, so you're pulling up. Yes, here, out of your hips and pushing that hip across. And we can do it with a step, 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 step. It's a bit funny slowed down, doesn't it? But really fabulous fast. And we can do it forward and back. Okay, so I think that might be just about enough to keep us going over this nice next piece, which some of you might even recognize. We've done it a lot over the years.
قالت لي بريدك يا ولد عمي عروك العسل سايل على فمي على مهلك علي ما بحمل الضمير على مهلك علي، لا نحيت ابوي وامي. في عشق البنات انا فوق بنادي اليوم، ترمديلي وانا عجلات بندريوم، كتبت شكوتي لحاكم الخرطوم، أجل جلستي لما القيامة تقوم.
Double time.
سألني ايش الاسم، قالوا البنات نعمان، وصبع الصاف والباقي بدا حمام. يوم ندهت علينا بيدها النعمان، قلت نعم السلام واربع خمس نعمان. صارت زي جنينة وفرحت بينا، عودك بينا مشيتو عامل لون حنايا، عظامك لينة لافين على الثانيات، ثانية واثنين ثلاث واربع خمس ثانيات، يا معود الذهب 33 ما عينا رأى ما وردت على بطار، يوم صلت علينا الكل وقعوا سكار، صدقت بالحليب ما بينت له عكارة.
Warm? I hope so. Okay, warm. And everything. So I wanted to do some more work on hip drops, because hip drops are so lovely. And they're such a great way of marking the beat. We're going to listen to a piece of music, and I just want us to really listen. So I hope it's the right loudness, but just listen to the amount of beats in a bar and how it's very nice and steady, and a hip drop will mark those beats really lovely, beautifully. Okay, now with the hip drops, as well as marking the beat, and we've done these hip drops, we've still got the tangerine. It's looking a little bit yucky, actually. It's been on this floor for such a long time now, 2 months. However, another reason not to squish it. Okay, for anybody who hasn't been there from the beginning, the hip drop is under your heel. You do not want to squash it. Okay, so my left leg and foot is firmly planted on the ground. My right foot is just resting. It's about like 95% on my left leg, 5% on my right leg, but I can do that, which we will be looking at as well. Okay, so we've done these, so make sure hips are nice and loose. Okay, so we can do these lovely hip drops. Okay, and this way. Now, last week, I think it was, we did forward and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. You get a real sense of pulling your hip up and then letting it go. Pulling it up with those side muscles and letting it drop. Up, down, up, down, up, down. You can see my heel is not actually moving. And of course, that's what you want to go. I think I might be preaching to the converted here, but never mind. It's always good to be reminded, isn't it? So we've got forward and backwards. We've got straightforward ones. We also did ones with a little extra bend. So we've got one hip drop on a slightly bent knee, one hip drop on a much more bent knee. Okay, I don't know whether can you see it from here. Okay, so ordinary hip drop, deep bend hip drop, ordinary hip drop, deep bend. It's very nice to accent an extra bit of rhythm. So your legs are really like little pumps. Okay, we better do the other leg as well. Otherwise it'll be dropping off out of misuse. Lack of use. Da, 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 da. So you can see my back leg. Do you think I look like an ostrich? Well, so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we have got straight hip drops, forward and back hip drops with a bend. And we can always do hip drops with a kick. So just practice doing that and try and do it. So just establish your balance on the other leg. Yes, this of course is pretty much 99% weight on that leg. Yeah, so just your toes just touching the ground. Just have a sense of where it is. So we're going down, kick. So it's ordinary hip drop, release, hip drop, release, hip drop, release, hip drop, release, hip drop, release. Other one. Okay, so down and release, down and release, down and release, down and release. If you need a chair to hold on to help you get that feeling and the sense of balance, do by all means use a chair. It's better to use a chair and kind of get the feeling of what we're doing rather than just, really losing your balance a lot. So my little strong legs, yeah, quite good at holding me up. So hip drop, release, hip drop, release, hip drop, release, hip drop, release. You can, of course, dong, 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 dong on that side. Okay, and a da, 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 da. So that's the leg completely always released. I was going to do a little showy offy thing, but maybe I'll do it in the dance, okay? And it's partly to prove that my head can stay quite still while I'm doing those moves. So if you've managed to find your stick and you want to join me with the stick, obviously the stick here, I can't resist. It's going to go here. So you can see there's no tricks. I haven't even got any sticky tape on it. So I'll just get it in the middle. Okay, there we are. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? So remember last week we said the head is not moving. So you're doing all of these lovely things, but the head is staying still. Therefore, the stick can balance. Yes, normal hip drops. Change leg, normal hip drops. It's got a little wobble. Forward and backwards. Forwards and backwards. And hip drop with a deep hip. Deep hip. And then with the kick, release. You could call it a drop kick. Okay. Very good. We might do the same next week, so you can come prepared next week. I should have put a little note in, shouldn't I? So, okay, we've got another lovely piece of music. And oh, the other thing for this piece of music, there's a lovely bit of music in it, which lends itself to shimmying. Yes, shimmying up in your shoulders, shimmies in your hips. So you can see what I've just done just then, haven't you? I've taken a step out, and I'm doing a little hip shimmy. So here's the straightforward hip shimmy on two legs. Here we are, very similar, that one. And if you wanted to have a go at a shimmy that starts in your leg, goes to your hips, shoulders, chest, okay? Leg, shoulders, hips, chest, shoulders. That's quite fun to do as well. So, but I'm definitely going to do that. I like doing a little leg shimmy as well. So, okay, let's have a go and put all of those to practice. Okay. I hope you love that. Okay, now for our next bit of exercises, we're going to go through our drills that we started last week. So we'll go through them. So there was the chest raise. Okay, chest raise. This also can have, I don't know where my arms are. A chest release back. Okay, so we've got chest raise and then a chest release back. So you can go up, back, up, back, up, back, up, back. Now we're also going to do a little rib shift as well. We kind of touched on this in the beginning. So hopefully everybody's ribs are beginning to feel a little bit looser, a bit more flexible, a little bit more released. So we can do that, moving them across. It requires quite a lot of muscle work down here again. Okay, it's why belly dancing is so good for us. Okay, so sideways. If we just do it, I'm doing it to my right, no prizes for guessing that. Okay, so remember to keep shoulders down, your head back. Okay, and then we go the other way. Okay, so we've got forward, back, side, 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 side. Okay, and make sure that movement is coming from your rib cage and these muscles, not from the shoulders, yes? So we'll start to look like those belly dancing dolls, actually, that you can buy in the Middle East. But the top half is quite separate to the bottom half, okay? And so the twist, okay? So just moving one hip forward. You can do it with an accent on which hip you'd like. So if I start with my right, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4 with my right hip, but the left hip is still moving, but the accent is on that right. Or I can do it with my left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We've got up and down using our knees. We've done quite a bit of this today in the warm-up. Love the way those hips go up and down, just moving the knees. Okay, and the stomach pop. Boom, 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 boom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wonder if anybody had any of those muscles were aching a little bit last week after that, because it's a funny, unusual movement, but very good for strengthening the stomach, and it's great. You can keep a beat with your tummy going in and out. Okay, but remember, it's on the out that we put the emphasis, not on the in, which always kind of amuses me. So I think, oh, we haven't done that one. The little tuck in. Okay, tuck, 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 tuck. So when we tuck in and then we release. So the tuck is boom, 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 boom. The release can be just a little bit more, but not too much in belly dancing. We don't do that kind of so much with that little broken back feeling. Not that it's really broken. That's not necessary for belly dancing. The piece of music we've got is a really lovely one, with a lovely soft melodic line, which to me sounds like sand running through an hourglass. Okay, so we're going to listen to the rhythm for a little bit first, and then we'll listen to the melody line, and we'll just practice with these arms and hands, and we'll try and put them together. Some of these pops and accents. Now remember, with the arms, leading with the wrist, the hands gentle and soft, yes, still relaxed, yes. It's the upper arm, the muscles that you're using, the shoulder muscles, and all around here, yes. So that's what's taking it. It's a lot of things to think about, isn't it? A lot of things to think about. And I think this remains quite a tricky thing to master, even if you've been belly dancing a long time, which is why it's quite nice to do this in front of a mirror, because you can really see what your arms and hands are doing. Yes. So it sort of feels heavy and sensuous and controlled and kind of quite organic. Yes. So it could be like grass wafting away in the wind. Could be sand running through an hourglass. Okay. And of course it's contrasted with the lower body that is being all... Okay, so we're going to listen to the music first and practice some of those moves. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That continues. Then we've got the softer melodic line. Yeah, and the pinky line. Into the breath. Away. See, for an English teacher, this is heaven. You do one metaphor after another. think we're all beginning to feel like belly dancers, aren't we? Oh, now, I bet a few of you know that. Okay. I think we haven't got time to do it. Or maybe just, I want to start going through I Put a Spell on You. But I think we won't start today because it will make the lesson too long. So I'm going to do the warm down. So I hope you've enjoyed all of those lovely belly dance moves. And if you want to bring a stick for next week, what I'm going to do for the next 2 weeks, because I'm not going to be able to do it here. So I'm going to do 2 classes this week and post them both up. And they will both be I Put a Spell on You, plus warm up and warm down. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed tonight and this lovely warm weather, and I hope you're all keeping very safe and well. And it's lovely knowing that you are out there and doing this belly dancing with me. Okay, so we'll put on, oh, this is called Only When You're Here. Like the sound of that. Okay. You've enjoyed this. I have. Let me know how you got on. Send me any pictures of you and your lovely dear. It would be so good to see them. Okay. See you soon.